Hey guys, welcome. William Wood here, and I'm really glad that you came to hang out with me here for a few minutes here. It's 1 o'clock here in Utah, and I'm looking forward to joining with you wherever you are in the world. And today, I want to just first introduce myself just a little bit, and I'm going to be talking about the concept of freedom. But my name is William Wood, and since 2008, I have been free to some degree of my employer. And I know that there's a bunch of you that are watching this. In fact, yesterday I sent out an email, and I talked about a conversation that I had, man, not that long ago. I was sitting down with a client, and he was talking about his job, and he's talking about how he really, was hoping that he'd find a way out. And I said, well, if you won the lottery tomorrow, and I think at the time the lottery was sitting just over $1 billion or whatever it was. And I said, if you won the lottery tomorrow, would you still show up at work? And the most interesting thing happened, because he went like, and immediately he looked like he was like constipated, like something was stuck. And then like this vein started to pop out of his forehead. And then he clenched his teeth like this, and he swore. And I won't swear for you. He was like, and he starts swearing. And I was like, whoa, like my eyes actually like super huge, because I was like, whoa, what is it? What's up with this guy? And then he barely, out of like a choke, starts screaming the words, no, no, no. I was like, wow, this is pretty intense. So it was like a hell no, hell no, hell no, I wouldn't work here if I won the lottery. And so then I looked him in the eyes, and I was real serious. And I asked him to fully consider the next question that I was going to ask him, and that's this: are you going to let yourself stay trapped in something you hate, even if you don't win the lottery? The one thing that none of us can ever get back is our time. And today we're going to be talking about freedom. And I believe that there are different levels of freedom that we can have. And since 2008, I've had some measure of one type of freedom. And I want to share with you what that is here in a little bit. But this is a good question for you to ask yourself right now, right here today too. No matter what you're doing, whether you're self-employed or whether you're working for somebody else, if you won the lottery tomorrow, if you won the Powerball, I don't even know what the number is because I don't play the lottery. Once I played, I didn't win, obviously. But if you won the lottery and you had $100 million in your bank account, would you still be doing what you're doing? And I bet the answer for most of you who are hearing this is absolutely not. Now, since 2008, I can honestly look you in the eye and say, yes. Even if I had $100 million in the bank, the way I do what I do might change a little bit. But I love what I do. And that is one of the first freedoms that we'll be talking about. So since 2008, I have been a coach and I've been a mentor, and I have helped people all over the world get their mind right around money, relationships, and health. But today I'm talking about freedom. And I believe that there's a couple of different kinds of freedom. Now, why would you want to listen to me? You want to listen to me because I have coached and trained, at this point in my career, more than a dozen people who have an annual income above $1 million. And some of the material that I'm going to share with you is material that I oftentimes reserve for people who pay me thousands and thousands of dollars. I promise you that by the time you leave here today, you'll not only be inspired, but you'll have a clear path of action if you want to take action and start your way into freedom. And I'm going to make sure I give you a couple of tips. We only have about 30 minutes. My commitment is it's about here 105 Utah time, 305 Eastern time. By the time we're at 3:30 Eastern, I'm going to be winding things up. We're going to be wrapping up. But in the meantime, let's go on a journey together. And let's talk about the different types of freedom you can have. So for most of America, the first kind of freedom that we'll be talking about today is the kind of freedom to do something that you actually enjoy. See, if you enjoy what you do, doesn't mean you have to work another day of your life. And if you genuinely enjoy and love what you do, it's never a chore to show up. And so again, the first question I'd ask is, do you have that kind of freedom? Do you enjoy what you're doing right now? And if the answer is no, then I would ask you, why not? And what are you going to do about it? Because if you find yourself in a position where you really don't like what you do, you have a couple options. One option is just keep on doing what you're doing and keep on hating life. I mean, not everybody has to be happy, and not everybody will be. And so if you genuinely feel miserable, but you want to stay that way, my recommendation is you stay miserable. But on the other hand, if you're miserable and you look out at what other people are doing with their life, and you realize that other people have gained the first level of freedom, which is just enjoying what they do, then I would say, let's take the next step. I remember in right around 2003, 2004, it was right in that time frame, I don't remember the exact year, I was working for a Fortune 50 company. I have an MBA, and I was really, really good at what I did. And I even worked for a good company, and there were good coworkers. But I remember shaving in the morning. And so I'm sitting there and I am shaving, and I looked in the mirror and something really caught my attention. In that moment, my eyes started to look hollow. It was that hollow, tired kind of look that asks, are you going to have to do this for the next 30 or 40 years? And as I was shaving, I realized that every time I was going into this corporate job that I hated, that I was losing another day of my life. Losing another day of my life, not connected to my own potential, not connected to my own greatness, not connected really to my heart and to my mission. And I made a decision. It took me a couple of years to figure out how to do it, but I made a decision that I was not going to be the guy who had given up on life 20 years later just so I could get a gold watch and have a secure retirement. I was going to be the guy who followed his dreams and passions and found a way to do something that he really loved. And that was one of the most important days of my life, when I decided to step up and to honor who I really was and what I was capable with in the world. And so flash forward a couple of years, there came a moment when I had built up a side, where I built up a side business doing what I loved. And I had a decision to make. I had to decide whether I was going to continue in my corporate career and kill my business, or whether I was going to leave the corporate world and enter into the world and realm of self-employment. And today I'm chatting with you here from my office, and I want to let you know that I do what I love every day. And what I love is I love people. I love helping people. And the reason I'm on this webinar right now talking to you is because I want to show you a pathway out of what you hate into what you love. Out of stress and anxiety into a life where you call the shots. So the first type of freedom is just getting out of where you're at and getting into what you want. And if you like where you're at, stay where you're at. Keep on doing what you're doing. This is not for everybody. But if you really want an exit from where you're at, if you don't like it, then I'd say that's the first freedom, is choose something that you're passionate about. And I work with a group of entrepreneurs, and what we do is we help people cash in on their passions. You got a passion for the martial arts, we can show you how to leverage that to build the kind of lifestyle that you want. If you love to help people, if you're a coach like me, we can show you how to leverage that passion to build an audience and to create an income and a lifestyle that's absolutely amazing. If your passion is cooking, we can show you how to leverage that passion and create a business that will feed your passion, feed your soul, and give you that first kind of freedom. Now, the second kind of freedom is the kind of freedom to be able to work for yourself. Even in the beginning, when I chose something that I loved, I couldn't quite yet pull the plug on my corporate gig. I was working two things at a time. Started off and I was working for the man, working for the boss. Don't performance reviews suck? Just gotta say. Even though I usually did really well, it was like, oh, again? I felt like I was being graded. I felt like I was back in school or something. But the second level of freedom is being able to really have the freedom to work for yourself, to put you back in control of your life. And let's be honest, if your boss didn't pay you, would you hang out with him? If your boss didn't pay you, would you hang out with him? And if you had $100 million in the bank, would you choose to hang out with him 10 hours a day? Or 12 hours, some of you, right? 6 hours a day, whatever it is. And if the answer is no, or like my client that answered me the other day, hell no, well, I would not do that. No way, not ever. Then again, I'd ask you, are you willing to do what it'll take to get yourself out of that situation? And I was just talking to I wasn't talking to him, sorry. I was at a presentation that one of my business partners was doing the other day, Kevin Connect, and he was talking about the power of having online recurring income. I think he may have even used the word residual income, but online recurring income. Having income from your passions that shows up as $1,000 a month first, then $2,000 a month, then $5,000, then maybe 10. But what would it be like if you woke up this morning and you knew that you had $10,000 coming in for the rest of the month? That would be like having an investment of, more than $1 million in the bank, a couple $1 million, maybe $3 million in the bank to generate $100,000, $120,000 a year passive income. And one of the things that we're going to be showing you how to do is we're going to be showing you how to leverage your passion through a blogging system to build a customer base that allows you to have that kind of ongoing recurring income, at first enough to feed your soul, to feed your passion by having the first level of freedom, which is doing something that you love, and then achieving eventually the second level of freedom, which is where if you woke up today and you had $10,000 or $15,000 or $5,000 of ongoing recurring income, you now have a choice about whether you enter into the second freedom or not. The second freedom being, do I choose to work for someone else, or do I choose now to work for me? Right? To work for myself. And I will tell you that one of the most powerful days that I had was in 2012. I had already been working on my passion for 4 years. In 2012, I made the decision to work for myself. I fired my boss. I actually liked that boss. This is true. If he's out there watching, you know who you are, and we got along pretty good. But there's a difference between liking someone and wanting to work for someone. I don't know about you, but it was like immediately there were chains that were broken. It was like a 10,000-pound weight was lifted off of my shoulders when I made the decision to go work for myself. And my question is do you want to do that? See, what we're offering here today, what I'm going to share with you in terms of how to get freedom, is not for everybody. If you're the kind of person who wants to be an employee, who wants to punch the clock, who wants a paycheck, whether you work or whether you work hard or you're texting your buddies all day, this is not for you. If you're the kind of person who hopes to magically win $100 million and never wants to work, this is also not for you. If you're the kind of person who whines and complains and moans, this is probably also not for you. But if you're the kind of person who says, I have potential, I have capability, and I am willing to work and study and learn. First, to do something that I love, and second, to break free from the chains of working for the man, for being controlled. I have a good friend right now. Also, if you're watching, you know who you are. He's a grown man in his late 30s, a professional, master's level educated, very good at what he does. And he has to ask permission to go to the bathroom. And if his boss says no, he has to be uncomfortable. Do you like being controlled? Do you like being under somebody's thumb? Do you like someone telling you how much you're worth and whether or not you deserve a raise? If you do, keep on doing what you're doing. But if you're sick and tired of being controlled, if you're sick and tired of asking permission to be paid more, if you're sick and tired of asking for permission to go to the bathroom or whatever your story is, then I am here to invite you to stand up and to take action and to join a team of entrepreneurs that do things together, that lock arms together so that I can focus in on my passion and you can focus in on yours. So Kevin Connect can focus in on his, and so that Kevin Sousa can focus in on his, so that we can all jointly do what we love and be our own boss. You want to go see your kid's basketball game at 4 o'clock before the boss would let you clock out? You can do that. And that is the second level of freedom, is to work for yourself, to become the boss, to become the one who says, I am in control. Now there's a third level of freedom. Now, I am going to be totally transparent. I have not yet reached this freedom. I have mentors who have. One of my mentors is my brother. And that is the freedom to live wherever you want to live and to have complete control of your time. Maybe those are two separate freedoms, but we'll lump them together for now. I remember years ago, my kid brother, he was jobless and penniless and broke, and he moved in to live with me. And he slept on my couch for a couple months because he didn't have a job, didn't have an income, didn't have anywhere to live, didn't have food to eat. And I watched that kid first become employed. Then I watched him escape his employer. Well, before that even, he chose his passion, which is helping people and teaching people. Then he earned his freedom from his job, enough money that he didn't have to work. And then I watched him a few years back move to Costa Rica. And he was able to move to Costa Rica because he had achieved the next level of freedom, which is the ability to live where you want to live and to live life on your terms. I remember when he had his first month where he made more than $30,000. He made more than $30,000 working part-time with his laptop. Nothing more than a blog and some knowledge about how to monetize that blog. He was able to write and shoot videos about what he loved and cash in on his passion. He was able to disconnect from the matrix and move to the other side of the world, where he first lived on the beach, then lived in the mountains of Costa Rica. And today he still lives in Costa Rica to this day. And so I'd like to ask you, if you had $100 million in the bank, and this is not the lottery, but if you had won the lottery, if you had $100 million in the bank, would you live where you're living now? And I'm not just talking about the city, but the house. Maybe you want to live in Atlanta. Maybe you want to live in Austin, Texas. Maybe you want to live in Salt Lake City. Maybe you want to live in the little town where you live. But would you live in the same house? Would you drive the same car? Would you work as many hours as you're working right now? Because true freedom comes when you have built up an asset that produces cash on an ongoing basis. And again, you can see the income disclaimer on the bottom of this page if you want to see what people do. And I'll tell you what most people do. Most people live in America. They will stay stuck in mediocrity. And they will work a job for the rest of their life, and they'll never take the initiative to have any kind of freedom, not to do what they love, not to work for themselves, and not to truly unplug from the matrix, to break free, and to take life to the level of living where you want to live, living how you want to live, in the life that you want to live. And so if you are mediocre, if you are the kind of person who settles for things, if you're the kind of person who likes to be told what to do, keep on doing what you're doing. But if you're willing to work to build an asset, and one of the books that I really like this book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And in the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he talks about the difference between a job, owning a job, which is being self-employed, and then a business. When you build a business, you build an asset that actually increases in value. It increases in value because it brings in revenue and it has some inherent value. And what we show you how to do is we show you how to generate income through building online assets. And those assets come in the form of a blog. And we teach you how to blog about what you love and topics that you're interested in. And through blogging about what you love and the topics you're interested in, we show you how to build an online asset that draws people to you and then puts people into a business where they can buy products and services that allow you then to earn commissions and to earn an income. And the cool thing about it is, because of the way that we show you how to do this, because of our patented formulas for doing business, we actually can show you how over time, not today, tomorrow, you got to work for what you do, right? But over time, how you can build an asset that starts to churn out sales and income on autopilot. I remember at one point, my brother unplugged from the matrix completely for about 9 months or a year. I don't remember exactly the number of months, but I watched him do it. I don't think he sent out an email. I don't think he logged into his blog. Just everything he had already done was bringing people in and was generating automatic commissions for him. And his income stayed stable for almost a year without doing anything. Now, again, this is not where I am in my business. Right now in my business, I have the freedom to do what I love, and I have the freedom to work for myself. And now I am working along with other entrepreneurs on building a lifestyle with assets that produce whether or not I am producing. And if you want to learn how to do that, you basically have 3 options for moving forward. Right down below this video today, you're going to see 3 buttons. And there are 3 different packages that allow you to come in and to immediately start with freedom number 1. Literally, by the end of this presentation, you can claim the first freedom, which is the freedom to do something that you love. And in package number one allows you to buy the basic blogging system that we use to teach people to cash in on their passion. Now, this is not just a blog, and this is not like some random free blog. This is a blog that is designed to bring you leads and sales. And there's a big difference. For example, I have a family member, and the family member went out to a site like Blogger, which is a good site if you just want to set up a free blog. And she set up a blog and she started writing. And she even has a little audience built. In fact, over time, she built a medium size, what I would consider to be like a medium small audience. There's a certain group of people that go in and read her stuff all the time. but the blog itself has generated her exactly $0. So she has a passion, she has an audience, but she has no way to monetize it. What we sell at the lowest level package is a blog that not only allows you to have a forum to express your passion, but it's a blog that is designed over time to become an asset and to generate both leads and sales and commissions, so that you can progress from just cashing it, from just having a passion, to being self-employed, from being self-employed to having true freedom, which is the freedom to unplug from the matrix, to live the way you want to live, to live where you want to live, how you want to live. This blogging system has generated not quite $190 million in revenue. Okay, it's like 186 million, 187 million, I've lost track. It's generated a lot of income for a lot of people. And that's what you get when you sign up at the lowest level package. It's under 50 bucks. Under 50 bucks a month. And we do guarantee all of our products. So if you want to come in and test drive the system for a month, there is a full money back guarantee that lasts through the first couple of weeks. And so you can test drive it and see how it works, make sure that you're in the right place doing the right thing. After we present you with the blog, usually someone will call you up and they'll tell you how to get started, what to do next. I'm going to talk about that here in just a quick minute. But that's package number one. Package number two is for those of you that want to learn how to generate income faster. And package two is a package that is just under $100 a month. And the initial payment's $100. Again, same money back guarantee. We believe in bringing people in, making sure they're in the right place, teaching them how to move forward and getting you started right so that you can have the first level of freedom, which is to do something that you love. And so that second package is about $100 a month, and that gives you access to our premium blogging packages. Premium blogging packages has certain features enabled inside the blog that allow you to monetize more quickly and more easily and to earn higher levels of commissions. And the third package includes mindset training, it includes a community, and it also includes business training. Because let's be real, when I went from being an employee, even though I had an MBA and I was working for a Fortune 50 company, how much do you think I knew about running a small business? Exactly zero. And if you're like most employees out there, you know absolutely nothing about running your own business. And so we have a product that we call the Inner Circle product, and that's in our the top package that we're offering you here today. Okay, there's other packages, but that's the top one that we're offering right here, right now. And in that, you get the premium blogging system. So you get the blog that allows you to generate higher commissions if you work, right? It's not a lottery. So you got to go out there and produce it, but it allows you to generate higher commissions, and it has features that are designed to help you bring people into you and to build your audience more quickly. And then it also includes a mindset training and a training that teaches you how to build a business. It's a university. Now, here's the really cool thing about it. Not only do we give you a blog, and not only do we give you a training product with this high-level package, but this training package will teach you exactly what it is that you need to do to go through and to generate income so that you can move into the second level of freedom, which is the freedom to work for yourself, the freedom to be your own boss, to be your own man, to be your own woman, to be the person who is literally in control of his or her life. And that's called the Inner Circle product. But what's really cool about it is you can also turn around and you can offer that product to other people if you want to. And so you now have another way to generate income. So I recommend, if you're ready to get started today, if you're ready, if you're looking in the mirror like I did all those years ago, and you're shaving, or if you're a lady, maybe shaving your legs, right? If you're shaving and you realize that you don't love what you do, if you see your eyes going hollow, if your heart sinks late on a Sunday night because you got to go back to work on Monday, if you're driving an hour or 2 hours one way to get to work, if you're just sick of missing out on life and missing your kids, it's time. It's time to make a decision. And I recommend that you buy the package with not only the premium blog, but with the training. But any way you come in, we'd love to have you. So click one of the buttons below this video. There's 3 buttons, and they each have a different package point, just as I described. And we'd love to have you join us to move to the next level in your own personal freedom, wherever you are. We know that there may be people who are already self-employed watching this, but you're self-employed and the business controls you. So no matter what level of freedom you're at, there's always a next level. And if you want that next level of freedom, click the button below and buy. And then we'll be giving you a phone call. Now, when we give you a phone call, and we're going to wrap up here in the next 30 seconds, we're going to be telling you what to do. And here's what you're going to want to do. After you buy your blog, after you buy whichever the 3 blogging platforms that you got down there below, you're going to want to go ahead and log in, and you're going to want to watch the welcome video. And then there's a 4-step process that you're going to want to go through. First step is to watch the welcome video. Second step is to watch the training videos that we call the 8 core commitments. The 8 core commitments are designed to teach you exactly what it is that you need to know to be able to get from working for somebody or working something that you don't like or that's totally controlling you into having the freedom to be self-employed, and then eventually to have a business and to have a life at the same time, right? To unplug from the matrix, live where you want to live how you want to live, in the way that you want to live, because you built an asset. So you want to watch those 8 videos, and that'll unlock a bonus video for you. And you only have 24 hours to unlock that bonus video from the time that you click the button and buy. And so I'm going to invite you to do that, and then the last step is right there in the back office. But that's what you're going to want to do next. That's how you're going to get started. And I just want to reach out, and I want to congratulate you for making a decision and welcome you into a life of freedom. This has been William Wood, and I look forward to getting to know you personally. And it's been a real pleasure chatting today. We'll talk soon.